Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar from the GMS Virginia camp coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying. And, this is a really short lesson that I was sitting on for a few days. The plantation actually had me really busy, this last week. And, you know, I've been really tired. So, I'm putting it out now. And the title of it is Let Them Alone, because we're entering into the time where you really have to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Now, a lot of brothers got beloved family members that are not in the truth, but they have an affection for people in their family, and it's going to get to the point where you're actually going to have to let these people alone. It's going to get to the point here real soon where you're going to have to make a choice. And in some cases, with some brothers, it's going to be a difficult choice because you really haven't learned, or not so much learned, but you really haven't begun to separate yourself fully from certain things and certain people. And when that time comes, you're really gonna have to let these people go, and realize it's all about your salvation. Because obviously, if they don't get it, it is because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai didn't want them to get it. So, it's a tough pill to swallow, to see your loved ones be the way that they are sometimes. But in the same breath, it's a beautiful pill to swallow because you're in the truth. Although it tastes sweet in your mouth, after a while, it's gonna get bitter, and that is a part of counting the cost. A lot of people aren't gonna follow you. A lot of people don't believe in what you believe. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is rebellious. And that rebellion will come from within your own households. So I'm just going to break out a few scriptures. And again, this isn't going to be long or anything like that, but it is going to be to the point. The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. A lot of our family members are into Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, witchcraft, whatever. They're into everything outside of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And they have their leaders. They have what they're following. And if they're not into those things, because a lot of jakes are starting to become non-believers in the scriptures altogether. So a lot of them are resorting to that self-idolization, but regardless to what their situation is, they'll be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And that's what's happening to a lot of these jakes. A lot of these jakes are about to fall into a ditch. They're about to walk right off of the cliff, following the next man that is on his way off the cliff because he followed the man before him. That's just the way it is. And that's just the way it's going to go. The book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10 reads, his watchmen are blind. And that's exactly what they are. Instead of, you know, these jakes who are in Christianity and going to these churches and stuff like that, their watchmen are blind. They're not warning the people of these up and coming calamities that's about to befall them. They're not warning anyone about these prophecies because they don't know the prophecies. You know, they are dumb dogs. They don't bark. They don't warn the people. Here it is, you got all of these things happening in the world. A soon to be famine, a soon to be economical collapse, a soon to be civil war, a soon to be race war, a soon to be gender war, a soon to be world war, a soon to be pestilence at a higher level. All of these things are happening at one time in the world, and and you still got these earthquakes and these tornadoes and these crazy weather patterns. All of these things are going on in the world, and these people just aren't even considering, and their watchmen aren't even warning their people. And I'm also referring to other Israelite groups as well. They're not warning their people of these things that are coming. In fact, they're in denial of these things that are coming, although it's very prevalent in your face. Anything can go down at any moment, and 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 these watchmen who Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have not sent aren't even warning the people. And so what's going to happen is a lot of these people are going to follow the wrong. A lot of these people are going to follow the wrong people when these calamities happen, and they're going to fall into the ditch because your prophets are out there warning you. Your prophets are out there trying to teach you, trying to be your guide here on earth, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down. You got bishops, you got elders, you got leads, camp leads, and then you got, the other men. You got helps, you got teachers trying to warn you people. So, I mean, it's going to get to the point where a lot of you people are just going to be had in derision because you refuse to listen. Going back to Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10, his watchmen are blind. They are arrogant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. All these things are happening in the world, and you're not even barking at one of these things that are coming. Sleeping, lying down, and loving to slumber. And that's what you people do. You know, you you actually love to sleep. You know, you love to lay down in comfort. You love to slumber because you have no cares in the world right now. But when all these calamities before you, like I said before, you're going to be looking for some sort of direction and you're not going to find it. And what's going to happen is a lot of you people are going to look for guidance and you're going to follow the wrong men. And those men are going to lead you to your destruction. And that's just the way it's going to be. The book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. And that's and and that's exactly what's going to happen. When you follow these men that the Lord didn't send, they're going to lead you to your destruction, and you're going to bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When Yahweh Shem Yahushua had his men out there on the highways and byways teaching, preaching, warning you, being watchmen, none of you were interested. None of you gave an ear. None of you didn't even care. But when all these things begin to happen in the world, then you're going to care. And by then it's going to be too late. Reading on. When I spake, ye did not hear. A lot of people have been warned of the up and coming calamities in the world. And nobody's listening. But in that day it's going to be too late, where you're not going to get any answers to your question, because there won't be any time to answer questions. It's literally going to be that bad, you know. And the signs of the world is actually showing you it's going to be that bad, but a lot of you people just don't believe. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So here it is, you got your men warning. Here it is, the Lord has his men warning the people, and the people are becoming more and more evil, doing things that the Lord just don't like. Why? Because everybody else does it. And there'll be blind leaders of the blind. And you're just going to actually have to let them alone. You're actually going to have to get into the mind frame of just leaving these people alone. Because in the days of these calamities, you're not going to have time to answer questions. You're not going to have time to teach a person. You're not going to have time to explain things. You're just not going to have time for that, because at that point it's too late. You know, and you know, it kind of, or it should remind you of Noah. You know, when Noah was building his ark, he was warning the people, a flood is coming, a flood is coming, a flood is coming. But what did the people do? The people looked at Noah and said, "Man, stop playing. Ain't no ain't no flood coming. It never rained." Until it rained, and then the people wanted, you know, to get into the ark. And they couldn't get into the ark because the Lord sealed the doors so that they couldn't get into the ark. And all those people died except 6 people. So if it was like that then, how much more so now? A lot of these people are going to be destroyed, man. But hey, you know, that's just the way it is. The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh power, behold, my servants shall eat. So when these famines come and the food runs out in the stores, the servants of the Lord will eat. But everybody else will be blind leaders of the blind out there causing calamity, robbing, stealing, killing, just to get a slice of bread. You know, and these days are upon us. You know, and it's going to happen to these people so quick that when it does happen, it's going to catch them unawares, because they're not looking for these things. They're not expecting these things. They think that every day is going to be just like the day before. Nothing happened until something happens. You know? People just don't get it. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So everyone that didn't listen is going to be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Everybody that didn't listen is going to be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice. Everybody that didn't listen isn't going to rejoice because they're being led to the slaughter. But ye shall be ashamed. Right now, the government has camps set up for people to be led to the slaughter. You know, and when these calamities comes, a lot of people are going to run to these churches. And when they run to these churches, a lot of these churches are going to be set up, you know, to take these people down, to deliver you to the slaughter, because the churches don't have no answers. They've never given people answers. They've never been able to answer your question in terms of your salvation. So knowing that these churches have never given the people answers toward their salvation, they're going to run to the same thing that never gave them the answers towards their salvation. They're going to run to these churches and they're going to run to their enemies. Why? Because that's what everybody else is going to do. They're going to be blind leaders of the blind. Let them alone. Leave these people alone. It's about your salvation. You know? So, hey, this is my last verse, and I'm going to close out on this. The book of Isaiah, chapter 65, and verse 14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. And that's what's about to happen. A lot of people are about to cry for sorrow of heart because they're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know where to go. They're not going to know how to act. A lot of these people don't even have faith. They don't even know what faith is. You know, and a lot of these people are just going to be destroyed. And you're just going to have to let them alone. You're going to have to move in the spirit by yourself, maybe. I don't know. Nobody knows how the Lord's going to have or nobody knows how the Lord's going to have your walk. But you have to be prepared in your mind to make that walk by yourself. Reading on. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. A lot of these people are about to die. A lot of these people are about to be destroyed. A lot of these people are about to starve to death. A lot of these people are about to be gunned down in the streets. A lot of these people are going to be um, uh, uh, um, sent to these wars. A lot of these people are going to die of pestilence. A lot of these people are just going to die. And you have to get your spirit right to see these things. You're going to have to be in the mind frame of knowing that these things are coming and get your spirit right because it's going to be ugly. A lot of these people don't understand the judgment of the Lord. A lot of people actually think that the Lord is all good. No, he's not. A lot of these people are about to witness the evil side of the Lord. Anyhow, I just wanted, to bring that short lesson out, because we're in a time of having to let these things go. Let them alone. Leave them alone. Separate yourself. Just let them do what they do. And so with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.